Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Adobe Live. I'm very excited to have Adam the Illustrator with us today. You guys have probably seen him before on the Adobe socials. You've probably seen his work on his own socials, on your feed. So he's got a lot of stuff that you probably come across as beautiful, wonderful illustrations. I'm very excited to be able to sit down and learn more about his process. If you've had the privilege of ever meeting him at like Adobe Max or something, you know that he's a wonderful human. So hey, welcome. Good morning. How's it going?
Going well, going well. Thank you. I'm happy
And
to
you're
be
joining us
here. I think
from, are you in LA?
Toronto.
You're in Toronto. Yeah,
I thought
everyone
I thought you
says.
were in LA too. I thought you were in
No, no,
LA
I
too. I
am
just heard in
I'm
Brooklyn.
over in Brooklyn. So
Yeah.
so a little bit different. But really great to have you. For those
Thank you.
people who are unfortunate enough to have never seen you before, do you want to give a quick rundown of yourself as an artist?
For sure. Yeah, I'm Adam Bosley. I go by Adam the Illustrator online. I love to illustrate cute characters and like tag team it with some it's like uplifting and encouraging messaging. And aside from that, I also do a lot of like tutorial based stuff. So just how I've been working in Illustrator since 2008 and I've I've like worked my way up to like get better with the software, and just like through doing that I'm just like giving tips of like how I used to do things and how I would rather do things now. And those videos have gained some decent traction.
Yeah, no, I love your overall energy, your positivity vibe.
Thank you.
There is a big something to be said about having like I don't know, kind of these inspiration posters that are not cringy, like not like the ones we grew up with like the whale that's like reach your
Yeah.
future, right? Like being kind to your mind and never stop showing up for yourself. You have these positivities, these cartoony vibes, and then yeah, you're also
Mhm.
mixing it alongside things that you are teaching about your career, like your process for making plushies or how you're
Yep.
using the programs and your experience. So you can find him online at Adam underscore the Illustrator. Um, and then as far as what we're working on today on stream, um,
Mhm.
do you want to tell the people what we
For sure.
are working on?
Yeah, so I'm gonna recreate this character as quick as possible. It's gonna be tough to do, but we're gonna do it as quick as possible, and then I'm gonna export it and bring it into Adobe Express and animate it a little bit. So I was testing out some stuff today that I'm like excited to show. So I guess we should just jump into it because we got a lot of
Do it
work to
live.
do. All
Speaking of
right,
which, we are live on YouTube and Behance. Want to say hello to Polly Shortcuts. We've got Kane. We've got Overturf Design Studio, also known as Stephen
let's
Overturf.
go.
Winter and Jacob, Reverb Mike, all the regulars. Good to have you here. If you guys have questions, I know a lot of you actually have met Adam before, but if you want to help him out and give him some high praise on the record, by all means, please throw it in the chat, throw it in the comments of the video. Happy to have you here and happy to, um, I don't know, share access to Adam, I guess. So I see you're
Appreciate it.
working with a screenless tablet, but you're using
Yes.
a tablet pen within Illustrator itself. Is that your
Mhm.
normal process?
Yeah, so I've been using the Wacom tablet since after I graduated university, actually. I didn't get into it until later. It like literally sat on my floor for maybe 6 months. And then I was like,
No
you know what,
way.
I'm gonna scribble with this thing and see how it goes. And I started scribbling around with it, and I just got the hang of it, and I haven't looked back since. Like using a mouse to me now is like foreign. I like don't
No,
know what to
absolutely.
do.
It's also worse for your
So,
carpal tunnel, right? Like if you have just, I have to use one that has like a vertical mouse, but
oh
I
yeah.
also have a screen that I can just draw on if I need to for certain things. Um,
Yeah, I actually just bought an iPad for the first time in my
oh,
life, like a
congratulations.
month or two, like right before Max actually this
Oh,
year.
really?
So
Okay. Well, it's good that it
I'm
wasn't only a month ago because if it was just a month ago, I'd feel bad because they just announced a newer one and I'd be like, that would be horrible
yeah,
timing. But if you've had it for a few months, totally fair. Also,
had it
like
for
you're
a
not
few
gonna have to
months.
update that thing in forever. Like the things that
I
they're
know.
putting in those iPads, man, I think will run for the next 20 years. Also, hello
So I'm just
to
working on this little globe face guy.
And this is his like little whistle, right? His little eyes and a
Yeah,
whistle.
he's like doing a little whistle with the eyes like kind of chilling. And then I really just wanted to show people how to like simplify the process a little bit of like doing a lot of like the different poses that I do. So like feet and like the peace sign.
Hmm.
I know we have a little bit of time, so I'm gonna try and get through that and just like break it down into like simple shapes and then build it out from there and just like use a bunch of the tools in Illustrator to just kind of manipulate it to like work the way that you want it to work and look as best as you can.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna actually get onto the peace sign right now. And I mean, for the most part, I'm like usually drawing it or I have them in my arsenal of of peace signs.
Yeah.
But the way that I would do it is I would just like draw a little bit of an oval here. I like to use this. I gotta figure out a shortcut for that, but I like to use the 3-point round paintbrush tool because when I start adding the details, I'm using the paintbrush tool, so the B tool.
Okay.
And then I'm just gonna add a little thumb character here.
And
Looks
then
pretty
just
good to
for
me.
viewers at home's reference, can you double click on the brush tool button real quick?
Oh yeah. Where is that? Right
There
here.
you go.
Yeah, so paintbrush tool, shortcut B.
Yeah, but
And
could you
then I
double click
just,
it real quick?
oh yeah, yeah.
Cool.
Oh
So just
yeah,
you
to
have your
show my
fidelity
settings.
slider here, and it looks like you have it one to the right. So
Yeah,
especially with
I have it a
using his
little bit
hand,
more towards smooth.
it makes it smoother as he continues to draw, and it will correct it, but not overcorrect.
Yeah,
Just
so
always
I can show a
easy.
little bit of that. So if I were to do that without that, and like if I get a little janky in here, like the lines will, I mean, it didn't do that bad, but there's like,
Right.
I don't know,
But
it
there's
just
a little
doesn't work out
difference.
as well. Yeah. And I love having it on that. I don't go all the way smooth, so yeah, I do put it towards that
Yeah.
one. And it
If you go
seems to,
too
it's
smooth,
worked
it gets a
out
little
quite
too
well.
aggressive.
Yeah. So I got that going there. I'm gonna work on the finger up here.
And how long do you feel like you've been good at drawing hands?
I'm still not good.
I don't agree, but I had a feeling you were going to say that. But I think that you've really nailed it down. You've been able to figure out a good style for it.
Honestly, I'll like do this, take a photo and like, all right, how do I make that
Yeah,
happen?
yeah,
And then it's a lot of just like transforming and like I reuse a lot of the stuff that I've used. Like the peace sign is kind of like the signature.
hmm,
So this one will probably look a little bit different than what I've been using lately because I've used that one for the last 3 years. And I'll like
wow.
change it up here and there, but
But it's gotten its
for the
mileage.
exactly, it's gotten its mileage, and I can
Now, do
kind
you save
of
that as a file where you drag things in? Do you have a library? How do
honestly,
you
I'll
kind
just
of
kind
run
of
into it?
I'll go to like an old file that I have.
Hmm.
Let's see, and I'll just like,
Oh
all
my
right, there's
goodness,
his
this
hand.
file goes on forever.
I'll just, oh
You
yeah,
have a
my
lot going
files
on in your
are
artboards, or
messy.
outside of your artboards, which is cool to
So
see.
I'll pull this in, and then I'll just like, you know,
The little
do what I
smiley on
needed to
the
do.
second finger is so funny.
Yeah. So this one's gonna look a little different than this one, but
Yeah, of course. That's how it goes.
I'm still gonna work through it, and then I'm just gonna add the little finger that's kind of like holding it down,
Yeah.
which is like this. I'll right click, simplify, just because it looked a little jaggedy there too. And then I'll just use the direct selection tool to kind of like round it off a little bit, which is like my favorite thing to do is just round it off. And then I'm going to add some anchor points. I would use the shape builder tool here sometimes, but I feel like it's not going to work because I want it to end right at that point.
Yeah.
So I just added some anchor points with the with the pen tool, and then I'm just going to delete that, and we're going to make this look a little bit better. So now I'm going to use the shape builder tool though. Shape builder tool option right click, yeah, right, left click.
It kind of just peeks
I
around the
like,
side too, right?
yeah.
And so yeah, you're working on a Mac. Have you always traditionally worked on a Mac?
Yeah, so when I went to university, it was we were using apples in the lab, so that's kind
Apples.
of yeah. We were using like I guess it's like an iMac. Is that what they're
I guess
called
so.
these days? iMacs in the lab. And ever since I've just kind of been using that. I don't like this finger, but we're gonna go with it.
You know what? Sometimes done is better than perfect.
That's
Um,
it.
Seeing that Dino is excited to see the fidelity slider and saying that their shaky hand will appreciate that setting. Which, yeah, no,
Oh,
when I
it's
figured that
amazing.
out, it was game changer. That's why I also wanted to make sure I called it out because
Yeah.
I think mine was like set all the way to smooth when I first started using it. I was like, how does anyone illustrate in this thing? It's impossible to draw. And then I was like, oh, okay, all right. So that
Now
switches
I
things
got
up.
it. Yeah.
Um,
It's honestly like one of my favorite things about
yeah,
Illustrator is that like because sometimes like even for me like even though I draw almost every day, I still like have that like little jankiness there that I'm
yeah,
just like not happy about. But I think that looks pretty good.
looks great.
Looks pretty good to me. So I'm just gonna slide it over. I mean, wait, we were forgetting one thing though. Let me go boom, boom.
How could you forget? You
Come
almost killed
on,
off our
guys.
buddy, right?
And then I would just add some arms on it. I'm not gonna add the arm here because I do have one already like progressing.
Mm-hmm.
And I would just kind of like throw it in here. I'd probably use the shape builder tool to clean it up a little bit to just get rid of the excess here.
Okay.
Oops. I'm just, oh, I think I had that. Yeah,
And then do
I
you
had
tend to
that
all work
unlocked.
in one? I never know the right terminology here because in Photoshop it's different layers and different folders. And
Hmm.
in Illustrator you have layers, but the layers have multiple strokes and shapes in it. Do you
Hmm.
find yourself staying in one group of layers, or will you make the arm and the hand a different layered group than the earth?
I typically, if I'm like doing stuff just for like illustration sake, like for my posts and stuff, I'm working in one layer,
Wow,
period, which is
that's
awful.
impressive.
But then when
Um,
I'm like, if I know I'm sending it to an animator, I will have to, I'll probably like still do it this way because it's like the fastest way I can work.
yeah,
Um, but then I'll like rejig the arm, and
like
like
retroactively go back and then switch it
exactly,
up.
and
Yeah,
like
I have to do
remake
that
the
whenever
arm and
I am going to put something into After Effects. I always have to go and be like, oh, now I have to. I'm done the fun part. Now I have to go back and label and rename everything and move everything around.
so now I'm gonna try and
Natalia
do a
is
little leg
asking
here.
if where you went to university for creative education.
Oh wow. I went to a small school in Nebraska called Doane College. I
Mm-hmm.
actually went there for I went there on a track and field scholarship, which
Oh,
some
so you
people probably
run.
wouldn't know. I ran.
You ran. Now, did you do, what was your choice? Were you a sprinter or a long distance runner?
Yeah, I was a sprinter. So I went there for the 400 meter and then I got into 1, 2, 4, 4x1, 4x4. I pretty much ran every race possible.
Dang. Okay, so it
And
was
that's why
something
my
that still definitely um, was in your wheelhouse. And then, so what kind of got you interested in illustration?
Yeah, so I was taking education and I didn't really love the program all that much just because it was like very like by the curriculum and I felt like I was not a really curriculum kind of guy. And
Mm-hmm.
then one of my teachers in education kind of told me he's like, "Yo, you should look into graphic design." And I literally went to Google and I was like, "What is graphic design?" This is in like 2000.
I am
This
runner. What is
is
graphic design?
seriously, I was like, I have no idea what this thing is. And I looked it up and I was like, dang, I think I could like spend a lot of time like actually like interested in this thing.
Yeah.
And I got into it. I was awful. And I just stuck with it. Honestly, I just stuck with it and I enjoyed it. I liked, follow like I like creating like fun little characters and doing some fun little designs. And then I found I think that's when like Banksy was really like popping off.
Mm-hmm.
So I found like artists like Banksy and some other artists from San Fran that were part of this group called Human Pyramids.
Okay.
And I just saw that they were like designing artwork for vans and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, like art isn't just Picasso and like Caravaggio, like art history stuff, right?
Right.
So once I figured that out, I was like, okay, let me try this type of stuff.
Also,
And I
dropping
slowly,
Caravaggio as your like quote unquote like easy to remember painters is such a flex. Like,
that's like it's one of my favorites. I've seen his work in Florence, and I was
mhm.
just like, his story is wild too. Like,
Oh really?
he has a pretty wild story.
Italian, right?
Yeah, he's Italian. He was a little bit of a madman.
Steven saying, "Oh yeah, what's your 40-yard dash?" Didn't want to
I
outrun you.
actually never ran a 40. I only ran the 60 because that was our indoor.
You're like 40's too short. Not
40 was
interested.
too 40 was for the like for the what do you call it? For the football players.
This is
But my 100 time was like a 10:07. It wasn't that quick to be honest.
whatever, dude. It wasn't that quick. I was like when
But I'm just
everyone's
working on
like,
these.
yeah. They're like, I ran a marathon, but I'm not really happy with my time. I'm like, dude, you ran a marathon. I don't. What do you mean you're not happy with your time? Your time is
You
a
just
time. Does not matter.
exactly.
Also,
Okay,
this
I'm
guy's
not
got
really
some
liking these
gout.
legs. Yeah, I'm not
He's
really
got
liking
big
these
old feet.
legs. I love the big feet. But I like this is like the thing that I think takes the longest for me is working on the feet, like
Hmm.
redoing like new positions and stuff like that. Like you said, like the hands, my worst enemy. Like if I didn't know how to do the peace sign up here, and I still like don't even like looking at it right now, I don't love it.
You
But
glazed through it. Nice job.
I do have this character pre-drawn a little bit over on the right over here. So we're gonna go to that one and add the
Yeah, we can
color
Martha Stewart it. We
because
trust that you have done the process. We've actually seen in real time you kind of create these things
yeah,
quite
they
effortlessly,
just take a
honestly.
lot of they take a lot of time to be honest. So
Yeah,
I just try and make
has to
them
be
the best I
expected.
can. But yeah, a lot of like getting these shapes though is like you could use the ellipse tool
Hmm.
and use it for the foot and then
Oh,
just
that's a smart way.
I probably should have just done that first. What am I doing? Why did I draw that out?
Hey, there's always multiple ways to do the same thing. So
There
it's
really
always
is. That
just
actually looks
trial and
really
error.
nice. So I'd probably do that, and then I'd go add it back here,
You know
and
what?
then maybe just
He's
add
got big feet
some.
because he has got the weight of the world on his shoulders.
It,
Hey,
there
get it?
you
You
go.
get it?
There you go.
You're like, cut the stream. We're done.
Okay, so I'm there. I added some other characters that we're gonna animate a little bit later, but I have it over here,
Oh, the
right?
little
So
sun. He's
I
like,
have
don't
this
forget
guy, and
me.
this is after maybe like 5, 6 hours of working on this character. Also using like legs that I've used previously that I worked on for 300 hours.
Yeah, right.
Um, but now, like, I'm just gonna add some color. I'm actually gonna take this sun out because I recreated him over on the right,
Hmm.
and I went into Adobe Express and I'm like, oh, if I import him separately, I can animate him a little bit more fun.
Smart.
So I'm gonna keep the hands on,
Not
but
the
not
beams and
the
the
actual
rays.
sun. So
Some stuff that I
now,
want to call out, just that we kind of gained as we moved over here, that I think are really cool. I love the impact of his hand to the continent. I think that's a really cool choice.
mm,
I also really like the detail of the socks that you have going on, with one kind of being um, looking from below and the other one actually seeing kind of the insert into the sock. I think that's really nice. And then the third thing is definitely those shadows, which are just this pure black that you have, or
mm,
like it's maybe it's not pure black. It's like a dark brown.
it's like a yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but add a whole lot another layer of dimension with not that much information, which is very cool to then see. It's also funny that the continent moves down, like Antarctica moves down his leg, which is
Yeah,
funny. Like, of
like
course, it
that
has
too.
to stop and start somewhere, right?
Also, we're
Um,
selecting colors that aren't oh, that one looks actually pretty good. Usually I have my color palette like picked out and I forgot to do that
oh,
before the stream.
you're just
So we're
eyeballing it.
gonna we're gonna
And then how
eyeball
are
it.
you filling those shapes?
Yeah, so I expanded the character so I went when it was I guess like the outline of it. Do that like that when it was the outline. I just went up to object, expand appearance or expand, and then I think I went object expand appearance, object expand. And then with the shape builder, or sorry, the live paint bucket tool, which is K. Yeah, where's that live paint bucket tool? And I just can fill it in.
Nice. And that's whatever
Yeah, so
color is
it's
in your fill solid
in
area.
my fill. Yeah. And I do not like that green because it's way too bright, but we're gonna adjust it
We
a
need a
little bit.
drought. Famine. Bring famine to the earth.
I just
Reaver
like the
Mike.
colors to be kind of like a little. a little dull, not too dull,
Yeah, no, you
but a
definitely
little.
have a Easter palette, kind of a springy, but it's also kind of like a mild temperate kind of spring,
Hmm.
which is very calming and works well for the idea of like Zen inspirational posters. Um, I'm seeing Reverb Mike is quoting "Hand in My Pocket." The what is her
We have a
name?
yellow over
Oh
here.
my gosh, I had it, now it's gone. She sings "Ironic." Not
Oh yeah,
Sarah
Alanis
Bareilles.
Morissette.
Alanis Morissette. Yes, Jagged Little Pill. Jagged Little Pill. Um, he's quoting that with your peace sign up. So the others
Isn't
holding
it
up a peace sign.
ironic?
So
It's a great
I feel
song.
like that would be good uh, theme music to go along with your work. I feel like it's got edge, but it also has a very like comforting, motherly vibe to it at the same time.
I would
Uh,
love to do a collab with Alanis.
yeah, I'll text her. Hit us up, girl. We've got the Illustrator for you. Um,
If you want a
have her
piece of
come back
artwork, I
CD
got you.
with some Adam the Illustrator.
I'm just
Um,
gonna do a fun little smiley face docs here because we
so
gotta. I
cute.
feel like I have on my thing, healing the world one smiley face at a time. So I
That's
put about
cute.
300 smiley faces on my artwork to really just.
Do you have any
I think
smiley
they're
faces hidden around your
actually.
house?
I have. I have this guy
Within arm's reach, my dude.
with the smileys on the
With the
socks. So
smileys on the socks. That's
I'm like
cool.
looking. I'm like referencing that. I'm like, wait a second, I did those smileys wrong. So if I press A, you see that there's four anchor points there. So
Hmm.
direct selection tool. So I like to right click. Oops, I'm gonna select it with the selection tool. Right click, simplify, just so I can use the direct selection tool again, just to use these anchor points. Or sorry, use the toggles. Is that what they're called there? Toggles
And same thing
to kind of.
with what we were looking at earlier with the fidelity slider of smooth or more detail. With the simplify tool, you can also tell it whether or not you want more points or less points. So if you want to simplify it, but you want to keep a lot more points, there's a slider right when you go into that option that allows you to do
Mhm.
so.
Yeah, I like to. I mean, for the most part, I try and get as low as possible. But then obviously, if there's like a more intense shape like this, and there's
Hmm.
just something jagged, I'll play it by ear. I'm just gonna delete that. Paste.
Now, I don't want to bog you too much down because I know we've got a lot getting going through, but I also know it's something that you've spoken extensively on your social channels. So if you guys want more information about it, please check out his Instagram. But it has been interesting to see you playing with the idea of physical goods from your creations. I know you have your figurine, you also have some plushes.
Hmm.
Have you ever done socks? Have you ever made these socks and
I
gone through
have not. I
manufacturing?
just think they're a little too basic,
You think
so I
so?
don't do it.
I'm here for it. If you ever
Just
decide
like
to
the
throw that
smileys.
away, that ego, call me first because I would love some smiley face socks.
I'll
Uh,
get them to you. I'll get them to you first. You'll be the exclusive hookup.
yeah,
I'm just gonna make this a little
I'll be the foot
darker.
model.
I'm holding you to
All right. So what are we doing
it.
here with this shadow?
So I'm just gonna add some shadows. So the way that I like to add my shadows is I just like to select my color. I'll go in, go a little darker. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna go a little darker. And then I like to go to not the appearance, the transparency window. I like multiply, and then I'll just drag this slider down a little bit, and then it's looking nice. The funny
And that
thing
way
is
it
it's
feels
like kind of
cohesive.
overlapping that,
It has a lot
but
of the same tones and values that are kind of pulled from it directly, and then you gotta get anything.
you're gonna hate me for this one. Get ready.
Oh, oh
I'm just
boy.
gonna I'm just gonna
There we go.
take away the color, put it transparent, and then since there's like you can see that overlapping there,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna go like this, select that, make that the key object, align. Can I go? Okay, yeah, okay. And then
Oh, you are
you can
crazy
kind
for
of see
that.
how it's still over there, and I'm just gonna go bring the front, and now it's over
You're
the front.
crazy for that. You're totally crazy for that. You know?
I should definitely do like layers and I think it would be so much easier, but that's just the way that I've always done it and I'm sticking to it.
Yeah, you know what? More power to you there.
I feel this and
Mike says the agony of the feet. Yep, exactly. But you know, Get into a good place.
and then I just keep on bringing it to front.
That's good.
So
Smart.
I'll add some shadows. Oh, I keep on doing that, but
Steven's saying, is multiply just the best blending mode? It has to be the most used, right? Yeah, I feel like
I
everyone
think
uses
so.
multiply probably the most.
I've
Um,
used maybe what's the other one in here?
Screen probably.
Yeah, I
I
think it
feel
was
like
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 screen or
multiply,
something.
screen, and like soft light are probably my top three that I use in any program. Um, and anything else is just like a maybe it'll work out, right?
I have tutorials of how to do this easier, but I still like, I don't know. I like the control of drawing, and I also like to feel like I'm drawing still. Like
Yeah,
as digital as it is, I still want there to be some like hiccups in there.
yeah, a
So I
natural
like to,
human-made element.
yeah, and I'm here for the process as well. So I just want everything to be looking nice. And bring that to the
We
front.
also have to do it for the camera, right? We are creating entertainment, edutainment, if you will.
Exactly.
Uh, so keeping things interesting. And this is like all kind of the sort of stuff that you also post on socials. So
Hmm.
you've developed quite a following on the socials themselves. And how do you kind of navigate creating work for your social media? Like when you're starting something, are you automatically thinking it's going to be something that you post online, or do you create something and then you're like, okay, now I have to find a way to post it and make it digestible for Instagram?
I've always just kind of been like, I'm making this for myself, but I'm posting it on social media.
Absolutely.
Like I like to, I don't know, like it's kind of my escape
Yeah.
drawing and making these cute little characters. And it started kind of making these characters started during COVID. So it was definitely a massive escape because there was nothing to do.
Right.
And I just,
What was going on? Just
I
kidding.
mean, I thought you were being serious there.
No,
Okay, what
that's the other thing.
what
Is
happened
also, if you're
there?
ever like in a
What
meeting
was
and people
that?
are always like, yeah, with like everything going on, if you just go, what's going on? People always like look at you like a little bit like, wait, are you serious? You're like, no, I'm completely messing with you.
That was a good
um,
one. I like that. Okay, I
Steven
missed that.
saying that he loves how we all draw the earth with just random shapes. It makes it so much better than actually having to go and have any sort of like realism, because as soon as you get even a degree closer to realism, then you have people being like,
That's not
I
right.
don't know, that's not how like South Carolina juts out, and you're like, okay, South Carolina, it's not even on my radar right now. I'm like looking at the whole earth.
Yeah.
um Abby wants
But
to
it's like,
know what type of Cintiq you use. They said, what type of drawing tools are on your desk?
oh, I usually whack them Intuos Pro.
Intuos
I
Pro. I used to have an
I think
Intuos.
it's from 2024. It's the one that
Oh.
I can still like touch with my finger to kind of
Ooh,
scroll.
okay.
And they dropped one last year, like the newer model, and they took that away, and I was so sad.
Oh,
It was still really sick. Like it felt so nice, and it was like super, super thin. It felt amazing, but
but
I
took
also
away your
use this
feature.
as like my scrolling device on like the internet. It's like
And you
my
sent them
mouse, right? Like I
the
don't have
nicest, nastiest little picture
a
of a angry email.
yeah, it's like what are we doing?
What are we doing?
I'm gonna add one more highlight, and I think we're ready to take this guy to almost Express. Actually, you know what? I feel like we can do Express in 15 minutes. Actually, you know what? I need to add text.
Yeah, we still got 25 minutes left, so you got some time.
Okay.
Um, then
Maybe give
Abby
me a
also does
queue
that
at
answer your
15.
question. Oh yeah, we can also do QA. And we can see what
Or no,
people
sorry,
put
sorry.
in.
Like give me a timer at 15 so I can transfer everything over to Adobe Express
Oh, for sure,
and
absolutely.
add out some things.
Had some cool animations and fun. It's just really easy to, I for freelance a lot. I do motion design, and so when I first found out about like Express or whatever, I was like, oh man, like it's gonna take away animation stuff. And then I used it, and I was like, oh, this is easy. This is nice. Like I don't have to open
Yeah.
up After Effects to add like a simple plop in or a little wiggle to this thing. I was like, I use it all the time now, which is great.
So what I'm going to be doing is the hands are there because I don't want to animate this character in Express because it looked
hmm
a little off, like it was doing something weird. But I
Right,
was really liking what it was doing with the sun and the cloud. So I'll add the cloud here
his little buddy.
just so you can kind of see what's going on. And then I took the sun away. Like that's how the sun originally looked on the character because I cut everything out for the most part.
Yep.
But we're going to use a full sun so that I can animate him, animate the sun,
Love
kind
that.
of jiggling around. It like has like I think it was like a wobble effect or something like that.
Hmm.
So I'm going to use the wobble effect and
Great choice.
do some fun stuff there. Okay. So we
I
got the
also like the idea
character,
of
we
this
got that.
cloud like frantically just trying to keep up with the Earth. The Earth is having a great time. The sun is piggybacking on, and then the cloud is like, "Please don't leave me. I do not exist in the vacuum of space."
I used it on another one when like the world was like chilling and like sitting and there was another cloud hugging it and then I was just like this guy's like wee flying past. Okay, let's add some text here. We're going to do
All right, so we're hopping into the text tool. Do you have a? It looks like we're using circular standard. Do you have a
I'm gonna switch that up to awesome.
inventory of type that you're constantly using, or
Oh yeah.
do you tend to
This
gravitate
one
towards the same ones?
yeah, I use awesome serif a ton.
Okay,
Just for like this type of serif effect. I think it
feels
looks
clean.
great. I like to
Kind of
bring
also
it
feels like
there.
a elevated, not myriad.
Like
Uh,
Garamond.
yeah, kind of like a elevated Garamond, a little bit more approachable.
Yeah.
Um,
And I also just like wanted something a little different. It's from like an independent designer, independent typer too. Typer.
okay.
Typographer.
Yeah,
And
that was the thing that kind
I
of
saw
steered me away, specifically from graphic design, where I was like, am I not a graphic designer if I don't care enough about type? And like, so I remember like people were getting really into the details back in college. And I was like, maybe I'm not a graphic designer. I was like, oh no, it's just like you can be a little passive to type if you want and still be a designer. Like there's different facets to illustration and design and stuff. And so if you find one that
for
works
sure.
for you and it just works, like ain't no harm in that. And that is definitely my energy. Um, because it also
Yeah, I
matches the
use
feeling of
maybe like
character.
3 or 4 fonts,
Hmm.
like for the most part. I'll do like some sub fonts here that I use circular for that.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna try and make this look nice. I'll bring down
Patient
this
with yourself. I mean, who's this talking to? Is this talking to the cloud, or is this talking to who's the one being
to
patient?
to myself.
To yourself. Like everybody else has their stuff together.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna group those up, align it.
You're just
Awesome.
using a line tool to kind of bring everything onto the same axis.
Yeah.
Because you have them as individual. You have individual what text for each of the words. Is that what's happening? Do
So
you
I
have
have be
yourself as its
patient
own?
together, and then
Mm-hmm.
with and yourself are separate, just because it kind of looks a little off when I use italic, and it's always just like something that I've done, and I can kind of adjust the what is that, the kerning a little
Right.
bit myself there. Um, and it's just yeah, I feel like it just has worked better. I've tried to do it where I'll like do it like this and make
And
this
yeah, and then
the
I can move
italic
this stuff
one, and it's
over.
just
Yeah.
yeah, it doesn't work great. So I'll do it like that. What are we saying here? You're becoming.
And then do you ever go through like a printing process for some of these guys? Like, do you outsource your printing?
I have used some companies in Toronto,
Cool.
and I also use print on demand as well.
Yep.
I know that's probably a touchy subject, but
I mean, it's a reality of people just knowing what they have resources to and what they have access to. So there's some
mhm.
places in the world that definitely can only, also do print on demand. So
Yeah.
no, no harm in that.
So I like it just because it's hard to like I wouldn't say it's hard, but like even when I was doing the side I said plushie,
Yeah,
like having to pack the orders, having to walk to the post
it's a lot.
office, come back. It's just like it kind of breaks up the day in a way that like if you're really in the zone and like you're working on some stuff, it's something that I'm not really
I mean, it also comes with
invested
a bunch of different logistics, right? You have to also kind of account for overhead and that also transactional factor of like being like, I have to put down this much money and then I also have to have space to store everything. And then to your point, then you have to start shipping things. And if things go wrong in the shipping process, then like you're liable. And the fact that they're like, it never got to me. And you're like, well, I shipped it. Like, I think there's just a lot of places where things can go wrong. So there's definitely pros and cons to both sides. Um,
in. Yeah.
but I always like to ask people what their experience is with it, just because I know there are a lot of people that also want to create things and they're just like, well, I don't even know where to start. So, um,
Yeah, when I first
good
started, I
idea.
used a company in Toronto, and it was great. Like they're great. I still go to them for a lot of like the packaging that I did for Side Eye Sid, like the toppers.
Mm-hmm.
I went to them for that, and it worked out well. Okay, so I think we're getting kind of close to time, but there is something I want to show. Um, I like doing this effect where I like doing this effect that the you kind of put like a rectangle around it and it moves with it. And the way I
Mm-hmm.
would usually do it, like for something like this, I'd probably do it like really quickly. And um, I'm just gonna try and capitalize this. I can't think and talk at the same time. What's going on, Adam?
It's a talent, and you're doing great.
So like usually I would just go like this. Right. For something this simple, I would do this. But if I
Yep.
was making this three, four, five, seven different ways, like especially when, and then I was doing something else, and then you got to like adjust the box, and you're kind of like, is that the same width
Mm-hmm.
here and there? So there's a way around that. And I just dropped a video on it. It did pretty well, and there's a lot of debate on it.
Check it out.
Um, check it out. But pretty much, I'm gonna start this by I'm gonna go
Are we hopping
up
into
to
the properties
effects.
panel?
I'm gonna go effects. We're gonna go appearance panel. Effects first, path, and then we're gonna go outline that so that that kind of tightens up around there. Did you see that?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So from this to this. And then in your align panel, you just want to make sure that you have use preview bounds on, because if it doesn't, it goes like that.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna go to the appearance window. Actually, I'm gonna take away the fill. I usually do these a lot better in my videos. So I'm gonna add two fills. I'm gonna make this fill that brown color just to kind of align. I'm gonna make this fill. I'm gonna do like this yellow type color just so that we can see.
Okay. So
And
that's
now
also
I'm going
working in
to,
the same way that your layers would, where the thing on top is going to be the thing that's the most top property, right?
yeah. So that because we're adding this, we're gonna add a rectangle here, and we don't want it to cover that, especially when we want it to be behind. So I'm gonna go add new effect. I'm gonna go convert to shape, rectangle, and it's gonna give us that. And
Nice.
the issue with not doing the effect path outline thing is when you adjust this, it's not even. But when I adjust it like this, it's pretty spot on,
Oh, there you go.
right? Like the upper and lower. Sometimes when you
Yeah.
do it, it doesn't do that. So doing that effect, and then I can just go back in here and I can adjust the height. I probably do something like that and do something like that.
And we've hit about the 15-minute mark,
Okay,
as
perfect.
per your
I'm
request.
gonna I'm gonna
Um,
export everything right now.
what we
All
got.
right, let's
I
try and do
also
this
will
real
put
quick.
your camera up on screen. That way, you are not foolishly advertising everything that you do on your screen in case you have to do some
Okay.
file management or anything.
No, I'm just gonna. I think in Adobe Express I can just bring everything in there, like
Yeah,
by copy and pasting. That's what
I think you should be able to.
Overturf Design told me yesterday. So
Well,
we're doing that.
let's see if
I had to
Steven's a
give I
liar
had
or
to give him
not.
a call and be like, I watched your live the other time, and how did you bring everything to Express? I use Express for animating my text into my videos.
Mm-hmm.
Um, at the start of my videos, it like has like a little drop down white text, and I use it for that. So let's see. So I got my character there.
Oh, there we go.
We're gonna
Popped right
throw him
in.
in. We're gonna adjust him.
And we can see right up here too
I've
that the layers are
I
here now.
usually use Express for yeah, like just animating text into my videos. So doing this is fairly new, so please bear with me.
You're doing great.
And then I'm going back here. I'm gonna take
Bring in a
this
little
guy,
cloud friend.
and then we're gonna paste him in.
Nice and fluffy.
Fluffy.
Smiling, but also having a panic attack that he's being left behind by Earth. We
Don't
got
worry.
hearts in the chat from Steven. By the way, yeah, to that point, actually, that was a great transition there, too. Adam mentioned Steven has a few has a handful of replays all on YouTube. So make sure you check that out, including his own show that he had for a bit there. Also Adobe Live on Demand, where he does some really great breakdowns of like ways to present and create content for, not content, like create deliverables for clients and print guides and stuff. So if you are ever in that field house, make sure you check out Steven Overturf's stuff on the Adobe Live channel.
I
Thanks
think
for
this
being
is
here,
so
Steven.
cute. Ready? Look at this. Boop.
Look at that.
He tucked in there.
Just a
Okay,
little
now he's gonna adjust
poking
that.
out.
Kind of like that, maybe. I like that. Ooh, I don't want it to touch the music notes. Okay, so we have that, and I'm gonna start animating a little bit. So I'm just gonna click on the cloud character, go to animation at the top here, top right, top left, but on the right side. And I'm just gonna do a looping one. I think I was messing around with Sway. Yeah, I really like this one.
Ooh, like
Sway was
chugging
kind of
along.
fun. So what I'm gonna do is usually when I drop a poster on my Instagram that day or like later in the day, I'll give away free wallpapers of that paper. So what I'm gonna do is animate the free wallpaper slide that I post on my stories, and then the next couple slides would be like the free wallpaper that you just screenshot.
That's
So
really
we're
neat.
just gonna add some. I was like, oh, this would be so fun to just like have these characters kind of like wobbling around. Oops, wrong button.
And you can always
The bounce
adjust
one
the
was,
intensity too. And so for all of these, like make sure for the viewers watching at home that you also can go in and you can
oh
adjust
yes,
the
let's
um,
do that. We'll go in
significance of
here.
it. So each one has a lot of uh, flexibility and range.
Speed as
So
well.
as you
Like,
go
do you
into
want it
it,
to move
there's different
fast? I
options.
kind of like it chilling.
Yeah.
Like that, maybe 25. Yeah, just like nothing too.
So that's pinning it right in the center there. It's moving to the left.
Yeah, I like that
I think it
quite a
works out well.
bit. And then this one, and then we can play it, you know?
Oh.
Just something cute and fun. It would be nice if like I'm gonna try and do a little animation on this guy. Okay, wait. I want to show you this one though. This one looked amazing today. I was like, I gotta use this for my basketball. So there's let's go show layer timer.
Yeah, because
Let's
basketball
go
is
here.
your kind of mascot, right?
I love basketball, yeah. So this bounce one though, I'm like, I gotta figure something. I gotta figure something out to do with that. It
Yeah,
looks so fun,
that just makes sense for it.
right? I don't know what it will be,
Also, is
but we
so
gotta make
violent when it's
something
the
work.
cloud, though. Although I do
Yeah.
feel like it might also feel violent with your little basketball guy, but that's also just his nature, right? He's a basketball. He's
Yeah.
gonna have to survive it. Um,
Oops. Let's see what this is. I kind of like, I wish I had the music notes separate so that they could move like that too.
yeah. Oh,
But
but I mean, they're still
maybe
kind
I'll
of doing
just
it,
do
right?
this speed a little bit lower
You can
so
also
it's
change the
not
pin area
like
to the bottom. That way, that his feet don't.
this.
Yeah, his feet won't wobble as much.
Ah, okay, there you go.
So that way he
I
kind of
like
stays
that.
planted in the ground. You gotta figure out there.
Ooh,
Look at
look
that.
at that, Ryan.
That's
Thank
pretty
you.
cool. Yeah, you got it,
That's
man.
why you gotta do some lives with the motion, guys.
That's
All
what I'm here
right,
for.
so we have this going on right now. I'm probably gonna use this today and drop a free wallpaper of this
Heck
character.
yeah.
And
It'd
then
also be
I'll just
cool.
change the
You
background color.
have to find ways to convert it. There's no way, to my knowledge, that you can do it from like an Adobe program. You might have to use a tool on a website or something. But there are also ways to make your content into live wallpapers. So you could always take this and as long as it's a movie,
Oh,
turn it into a live wallpaper that then would animate whenever you unlock your screen,
that would
which
be
could be cool.
amazing. I do love this background just because it's like my go-to color. And now I'm just gonna add some text. I'm gonna write free. I'm gonna capital it, free.
Also, the thing with Express is it has access to all of Adobe's Typekit, which comes free with your
Hmm.
subscription. But also, if there is a font file that you have that is not on Express, you can upload it into your brand so that way you can still access it. And then you're able to then bring that in. So you're able to work on brand ready things that necessarily aren't on Typekit. So keep that in mind.
It is honestly that's why I use it. I really like this font called Altivo that's from Adobe,
Hmm.
and that's like the font that I have for the text that always drops in on my videos, and it just works out perfect. I'm also gonna adjust the letter spacing here, tighten it up, and
Uh,
then I'm gonna make
Also,
it back
Sean is
out
talking
there.
about how if you group things, you can also animate groups together, which is
Hmm.
a whole nother layer of control.
And
Uh,
my other favorite thing is text layouts. I use dynamic text all the time.
it's fun.
Re-wallpaper, next slide.
And it's just, yeah,
I
it's
probably
nice that
wouldn't do
that
I
it kind of
probably
all
wouldn't
comes
do it on
together,
that one, but
resizes it properly for you.
yeah, it's so nice. Like, oh, that's why I use it on here. Like, that's why I add that text effect on here with
Hmm.
the animation. Like, I really like how smooth the animation is, and then having this drop in, like, I can animate it quick. I think I do a in, and I just do a drop. Oh, I've never done that, but that's kind of nice.
That is nice.
I do like the what one do I do?
Yeah, you can also switch it out to word or by line if you want it to come in rather than by letter, um,
Oh, okay.
which is always
I'm
nice.
trying to
The
think
bungee
of.
icon is so funny.
I've never had it do that before though, like where it's like doing it each letter.
Hmm.
So I'm
So
trying to
it's
figure
just
out
a
how
nice setting
to
that you're able to switch.
in
So it
here.
just gives you more control. Yep. So it's character
Oh,
rather than
okay.
word or line.
Nice. Yeah, so this is the one that I usually do. I'll do it like
Got
whoop,
it. And then
but I
they
kind of
all
like
have
the
different
character.
personalities, which is nice. So, if you're doing something more like sentimental, you can have it, or if something more energetic, you can do the animation to match your vibe. Which you're like, what? There's not energy to animations, and then you see the difference between them, and you're like, oh wow, would not be the proper animation for Grandma's funeral, and this one would be instead.
And then I'll throw a little arrow in that I just typed in.
Oh, nice.
And I couldn't figure out how to change the color of it earlier. Maybe.
Yeah, the one thing you could do to change the color of it is you could always add like an effect on it to like do a duotone for it and just change it to one
Oh,
color
okay.
rather than the switch between them. But the
I
other
think I
option
would
would be to grab
do.
an arrow from the like add content graphics section, which is its own thing. But if you
Mm.
wanted to use this specific one, then yeah, you would just go to effects and change the duotone of it.
See, I'm still so new, so that's
Oh, I learn something
why I'm
new every
giving
day.
you
Every
the
time
best.
I pop in there, I'm always figuring something out. So I think we're collectively all learning it as we go. It hasn't been around for
Yes.
forever, like Illustrator and Photoshop. It's still relatively new. And Katrina's joining us. Good to see you. Welcome back. Says hello. Also, uh, I think it's AAR Creativo. Um, we are currently working on right towards the end. We got about like 5 minutes left or so. We are working on an awesome poster design. We have started from scratch and we've gotten here, which is really interesting, with Adam the Illustrator. And we worked in Illustrator to begin with.
Yep.
Learned on how he makes hands, how he fills color, how he adds shadow, how he bizarrely adds shadow with different layers. We went over type. There's also a cool feature that we went through with the appearance panel with being able to add a box around some text, which you can either watch the replay here or you could also check out his Instagram, Adam the Illustrator, and pick up his most recent video, right?
Yep. One of I
To learn
think
how to do that.
yes.
And he said it was controversial, right? So make sure you guys sound off in the comments there to support our guy. Emily says that this sun is so cute, which I definitely think we can all agree on. And yeah, right now
I'm
we're
gonna
just
play
doing
this
some
out right
animation
here.
in Express.
Maybe I'll add
Look at
this
that
like moving a
wiggle. Look
little.
at that little worm of an arrow now.
That's the bounce is wild.
Oh, the bounce can be like so aggressive, but you can
Like tone it down a
reel it
little bit.
back, but it always makes me laugh whenever it comes in so hot every single time. Um uh yeah, which is just it's so funny. Just that squish.
I
Got a
don't know
lot
what
of
happened
really
there.
weird audio anecdotes this stream. I feel like I'm not normally this vocally strange. You just bring out the best in me because I love looking at these cute little characters.
I try my best. I feel like this also cleans up once you export it, right?
Yes,
The
yes,
text
yes.
there.
It's just a
It's just
matter
like
of making
rendering right
sure
now.
that it's giving you a adequate preview.
Yeah.
Um,
But yeah,
and
this is something I would
then
drop to kind of just release the next free wallpaper, and then the next slides would be those illustrations kind of lined up and
yeah. To which
screenshotable.
you could always create another page to then actually include that to then also have the final product, and then you also are able to share directly to Instagram so that you don't have to send it to Google Drive and download it and then go on your camera roll and upload it to Instagram. You can do it all from Express, which is really cool. Um,
Hmm.
as far as lives go, if you guys are watching live, thank you for being here live. To Steven and
Appreciate
Katrina,
you.
Emily, everybody. Coming up right after this, we do have more Adobe Live. The day is not over. It is over for Adam and I in just a few minutes. But coming up right after this, we have Itzel coming on and doing a spring reset, designing illustrations for a fresh start. And that is all going to be in a process of designing a spring reminder series from the ground up. And you'll see how Firefly boards is used to organize ideas and define a creative direction, how it's translated into simple illustrations in Illustrator, and how Adobe Express is used to bring those illustrations together in a cohesive brand using the brand library feature. So that is a jam-packed stream that they're gonna fly through an hour for. Who's your host? Emily, yeah, who is in the chat right now. So Emily, gotta be getting ready on that stream. We'll be seeing you live in just a second, but make sure you guys are sticking around. You will just be natively pushed towards it next, both on Behance and on YouTube. So yeah,
Sweet.
loving the sway, loving the vibes of it. And then for seeing all of your future stuff, what do you got in the pipeline coming to people out next, maybe on Instagram?
I'm gonna do I'm going to be doing another live soon, maybe two more lives, one on TikTok, one here in this month. So that should be fun. Covering a few different things using some different tools with Adobe. And then personal stuff, I'm just dropping a lot of like fun characters, posters. I am working on an art show, but that's like, I think we're scheduling that for October. So
Okay.
stay tuned for
So
all the
clear your
fun stuff
schedules,
that's,
everyone.
yeah,
All of
exactly.
October. Just know you have to be somewhere for an art show. Maybe Toronto. Maybe, who
Toronto.
knows?
Yeah.
Um, and also, yeah, just make sure you check out a bunch of the different stuff you have. You have wood cutouts here. You have these fun vinyls. You have a
Hmm.
plushy video. Um, there's packaging to that too, which is always great to see. You can always tell when someone's put some idea into packaging, and a bunch of other stuff that you can learn all about the different projects. You got your favorite fonts. Really great content. Do you have a most recent reel that you're like most excited about? You want people to check out
I think my last one about the resin toy.
this one?
Yeah, that one. Yeah,
All right, well, make sure you guys
that
check that out.
one's super
And like I
fun.
said, it's just Adam underscore the Illustrator. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to walk us through all this, and you got through so much. Really
I
appreciate it.
tried. Thank you.
You work very fast, and very like unapologetically. You're just like able to like whip out a hand, which is crazy.
I try.
Um, but thank you so much.
Thank
We will
you.
talk to you soon, and we'll have to catch your next stream in the very near future. But,
Sounds good. I'll see you guys soon.
bye, guys.